Bro, your closest friend is lying to you, and you already know it. His eyes are down. His voice is cracking. His hands are trembling. His body language is screaming, "I'm not telling the truth." And yet he keeps saying, "Bro, I'd never lie to you. Trust me." You stay quiet. You accept it. But deep inside, a voice keeps repeating, "This is a lie." The question isn't why he lied. The question is, how is he convincing himself that this is the truth? And even more important, why did you want to believe him, even when your gut was screaming, "This is a lie"? Let's dive deep into that dark corner of psychology where humans deceive themselves. Back in 2015, I was in college. I had this best friend. Let's call him Rohan. We did everything together. Studies, parties, fights, flirts, everything. One day I found out he'd been meeting my girlfriend behind my back. When I confronted him, he flat out denied it. "No bro, I'd never lie to you. Nothing's going on." I believed him. Why? Because believing was easier. Knowing the truth would hurt too much. 3 months later, the truth came out. Rohan admitted everything. But the most shocking part? He said, "I thought I was doing the right thing. I didn't want to hurt you." Wait, what? He had convinced himself he did the right thing? That moment changed something in me. I started wondering, how can a person deceive themselves so completely? How can they believe their own lies? That's when I started reading psychology, neuroscience, human behavior. And what I'm about to share with you comes from that research. Year 1957, Stanford University. A psychologist named Leon Festinger conducted an experiment that became one of the most famous in psychology history. He gave people a boring task, turning wooden blocks for hours. Then he asked them to tell the next participants that the task was actually fun. Some were paid $1. Some were paid $20. The ones paid $20 lied and moved on. Simple. Money for a job done. But the ones paid $1, something weird happened. They convinced themselves the task was actually enjoyable. Why? Because lying for just $1 was hurting their self-image. Their brain was saying, "I'm not such a bad person that I'd lie for $1." Their brain short-circuited. Cognitive dissonance. This is exactly what happens with every liar. I know lying is wrong, but they do it anyway. Then their brain creates a story. They forced me into it. I did it for their own good. It wasn't a lie, it was a different version of the truth. And slowly, they convince themselves they did the right thing. That's why a liar can look you in the eye and say, "I'm telling the truth." Because by now, they've become the hero of their own story. Now, listen to a real case study. The Texas school scam, 1996. A private school principal in Texas. Let's call him Mr. Millen. He'd been running the school for 20 years. Kids loved him. Parents trusted him. Then one day, $54,089.95 went missing. School funds. An investigation followed. Evidence pointed to Mr. Millen. When the police asked, "Sir, why did you do this?" there were tears in his eyes. He said, "I did it for the children's future. The school needed better facilities, computers, a library. I didn't do it for myself." He had convinced himself his intentions were pure. His eyes actually glistened with the light of truth as he perceived it. But the truth? He spent that money on his son's wedding, built a new house, bought a car. And that's the biggest lesson. No matter how much we deceive ourselves, the truth eventually comes out. Cognitive dissonance helped him justify his actions, but reality caught up. Now let's go deeper into philosophy. German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said, "I'm not upset that you lied to me. I'm upset that from now on I can't believe you." Meaning, your lie didn't hurt me as much as the fact that I can never trust you again. But here's something even deeper. The person who lies deceives themselves first, because they're running from their own reality. Ancient Indian philosophy says, "Satyamev Jayate," truth always wins. But this victory happens inside, not outside. The person who speaks the truth doesn't need to convince anyone. Their mind is at peace. They sleep well at night. The person who lies, they lie awake thinking, "What do I say tomorrow? What if I get caught? What if the truth comes out?" That's the biggest difference. Truth is peaceful. Lies are exhausting. Period. So tell me, why do you lie? Is it fear, shame, or just trying to cover your mistakes? Next time you feel like lying, stop. Ask yourself, is the truth really that hard to tell? Yes, the truth might break relationships. You might lose your job. People might get angry. But one thing will remain: your self-respect, your trust in yourself. And if someone lies to you, don't bother convincing them otherwise. They've already convinced themselves they did the right thing. Just remember what Nietzsche said: you can never trust them again, and that's their punishment, not yours. So there you have it. Why people lie and how they convince themselves they're right. But there's another question that's even more important. Why do we lie to ourselves? Next episode: self-deception, when we lie to ourselves. If this video hit home, hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss the next truth bomb, and comment below. Have you ever caught someone lying and they still denied it? Or have you done it yourself? I'll read your responses. And remember, the truth might hurt, but it brings peace.